Good morning, this is Dawn here for Life Daily with Dawn. Today is the final introductory video to the All Systems Go series. Today I want to talk to you about the three pathways that we're going to be traveling and then the three sets of systems within the 24 All Systems Go life or solar systems. So the three pathways, let's start there. First of all, where are we headed? Our goal with these 24 life systems, rather our invitation, the invitation to the dance of your life, is so that you might connect to the light and the life and the love that is at your core, to your essential self, your essential journey, your essential truth. And our pathways to that particular, or avenues to the radical reclamation of the core truths of who you are and the radiant realization of who you are three trajectories or pathways which we will travel. These three pathways are actually more portals that carry us back to a sustainable way or sustainable ways of seeing ourselves, being ourselves, and freeing ourselves. So our job here at the outset is to clear the path and then courageously step forward onto or into the way of our life. And this is what's going to lead us to the full remembrance and radical reclamation of who we are. So the three pathways are the path of soul exploration, the path of soul expression, and the path of soul expansion. Let me read you just a little bit about each one of those. The path of soul exploration. We cannot operate at full capacity when we do not understand the source of our supply. The path of soul exploration can reconnect us to the essential self, which so many of us have covered up with layers upon layers of debris or false structures that do not support our full thriving. We must begin with light and its energetic components that fuel our lives and spur us on toward life expression and an expanded capacity for love. As we reconnect to our soul self, awakening the world within, as we connect to our core, we root ourselves in the light we are and embrace a whole new way of seeing ourselves. So this path of soul exploration is all about a reconnection to our essential selves and the light we are at our core. So this is one pathway that we're going to journey on in our time together in this All Systems Go video series. The second pathway is the path of soul expression. So likewise, our human system is compromised when we are afraid to come fully to life and express the whole of who we are. The path of soul expression offers a reconnection to the individual's essential life journey. Only when we bring ourselves fully to life with a renewed connection to the story of our individual lives and the life we share are we raised to new possibility. As we reclaim more and more of our essential life force and find our forward flow by tapping the streams of soul and bringing ourselves fully to the present, then, only then, can we enter into the life more abundant and discover a whole new way of being ourselves. So the second pathway is about soul expression. It's about a reconnection to the life we are at our core and a connection to our own life's essential journey. This is very much about a whole new way of being in the world. It's about integration and flow. The third of the pathways is the path of soul expansion. Finally, the path of soul expansion leads us into the heart of our essential truths, each a single, indispensable ray of light that must shine for humanity to be raised to its fullest expression. When we succumb to the trauma and terrors of this life, which are real, we forfeit a little of ourselves and never receive or give the love we are here to be. As we embrace a new expanded vision for who we are and why we are here, we are immersed in the beauty of the love we are and naturally led to a whole new way of freeing ourselves. So this third pathway of soul expansion is about radiant expansion from within. It's about tapping the love that we are and accessing that in order that we might embrace a whole new way of freeing ourselves individually and collectively. And so this third pathway of soul expansion is a reclamation and a realization of our inner truth, our soul's truth and radiance, and what is the essential truth that we have come to share. What is the grace-filled and very important revolution of love, a revolution of love that you are here to usher in, because that's what I believe we are all here to do. So these three pathways, the path of soul exploration, soul expression, and soul expansion, are trajectories, and we're going to move in and out of those as we explore the three system sets, or the three master systems that are the keys to light, life, and love, and the full embodiment of those, which as we each do that individually changes the course of our common trajectory, and it elevates humanity. So let me just share a little bit about the three master system sets, which are Seeds system, SEEDS, Seeds systems, Star systems, and SEA systems. So let me read just a little bit here so you know what this is all about and how it works together. There are 24 life systems grouped in three sets of 8 systems each. These three master system sets offer a means by which we can explore the whole of who we are along the three pathways. Again, soul exploration, soul expression, and soul expansion. So those three pathways, and we are exploring the Seeds systems, the Star systems, the SEA systems. There are 8 of each in those three master system sets. Let's see. These master system sets are essentially portals of reconnection to all that matters most, your essential self, your essential journey, and your essential truth. Within each master system set are 8 map systems that lead you gently into reconnecting with what is essential through the process of soul exploration, soul expression, and soul expansion. The master systems which also correspond to the three pathways, include Seed systems, Star systems, SEA systems. The 8 Seeds systems are for a reconnection to your essential self through the path of soul exploration. Seeds is an acronym for soulful exploration for the essential discovery of the self. Star systems exist for a reconnection to your essential journey through the path of soul expression. STAR is an acronym for your soul's truth and radiance. And then finally, SEA systems offer a reconnection to your essential truth through the path of soul expansion. And SEA is an acronym for Soul Essence Art, or Soul Essence Adventures. We'll learn more about each one of those as we dive into the three system sets, which we will start with that tomorrow or perhaps the day after. So each of these 24 life systems, what they're about is coming to your life and living in full expression. So it's a means by which we can connect with various aspects of the truth of who we are, and ground in that, and anchor in the light we are, and then activate these qualities within us so that we can have full thriving in our life, have life and life to the full. So one way of exploring and understanding human systems and human design is through this idea that we are a dynamic and sustainable system. So each of the 24 life systems, these three sets of 8 systems each system itself is comprised of 8 maps, or momentum action pathways. So these momentum action pathways, there are 8 momentum action pathways for each of the 24 life systems, and each one of these momentum action pathways are entry points. They are movements. They are openings, unfoldings to more and more of that particular system, that particular master system set, and then the overall all systems go, how to fine-tune your life and thrive. So they're keys. It's like ignition switches. And so I think also of these momentum action pathways that make up each of the 24 life systems. So they're 8 times 24 momentum action pathways that we're going to explore together, whatever that number is. And I think of these as also as sacred movements. They're not necessarily a linear step-by-step process. You work through system 1, then you go to system 2, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Instead, they're movements. They're sacred reorientations. They are pathways to purpose that I have traveled as I have navigated my own life and sought to expand radiantly from within. So essentially, this is me documenting the process that I went through in my own journey. I'm still going through it because I always have to return to these again and again. And I don't do that, like I don't consult my book and go to like, oh, today I'm going to go to the mission map and I'm going to go to sacred mission map. I'm going to do number 7 on I don't do it that way. Rather, it is a whole that is informed by each part, each access point, each entryway into in each movement that is offered. And together, these movements are always happening within us. And all our job is here is to reconnect with the light and the life and the love we are. And these are just various ways to do that. So how I use this is I tune in and I know them well enough that I know, oh, I want to revisit, say one day it might be the awakening map. I really need to, am I being awake here? And how could I facilitate greater awakening and a deeper reconnection to the light that I am? Because I've sort of lost that here. I'm thinking I'm no good and I'm just, I'm not in the category of blessed people who are meant to thrive. So if that kind of thinking is going on, these 24 systems will support me in that way because I'll know, wow, I need to really look at this pathway of soul exploration and revisit this idea. I need to remember, what do I need to remember? That I'm awake. And then one of the pathways, the momentum action pathways, those 8 that are part of that particular map system, the awakening map system, might come to mind for me. And so that's my hope, is that as I share these with you, this will happen for you. And you will, as you just go through your day, you'll be able to access that either because you will remember mentally, or you will just energetically have shifted because you have a new frame or framework for seeing the whole of who you are. So again, the momentum action pathways are portals to possibility. They're points of reconnecting to what matters most. And if you look in the book, you will notice that the graphic for each system it's a circular system, and I also depict them as egg-shaped. And I have a C symbol for each. So I may end up putting those as the video covers, we'll see. But if you think of that circle or ellipse or egg shape as the entry point, not that you are going into something else, but rather a re-entry into the whole of who you are, what I like to call your soul self and your whole self. And so that's our intention in this journey together. It's entirely possible to begin with any of the pathways, any of the momentum action pathways, or within each of the map systems, or the life systems. There are 24 of those. But we're going to go sequentially just for the sake of showing you how they do relate to one another. And so we're going to take a closer look at these 24 selections from my life suggestion box. And I really want to encourage you as we begin to take in the grand sweep of the systems and then return to these videos, return to each one and consider the pathways more particular. I may end up sharing the pathways as we go through in more detail, and I may just kind of give an overview, but I definitely invite you to come back and go deeper and go deeper and go deeper. And for the fullest benefit, you want to keep a lookout for when I offer this as in terms of an online journey. Right now I'm just doing the videos. That's all I can manage at the moment due to budget constraints and time constraints, mostly budget constraints, to be honest. All I would need is about $5,000 a year, and I could do this really well. But until that shows up for me, I'm just able to do it in this format. So I hope it is beneficial. I trust that it will be. And so the key idea here is that you are a dynamic and sustainable system. and you are designed to fully thrive naturally, inherently. You have everything you need, and it's just about a reconnection to what you have forgotten or become disconnected from. And this is the journey that I have made in my own life. It is continual connection, disconnection, and the fragmentation that I experienced as a child and a young adult, and then later in my life, more of the connect, disconnect in other ways. It's been the story of my life in many ways that I have experienced that in many different ways, mentally, emotionally, physically, even spiritually. And because it's been a gift, though, because I've been able, that's where these systems came from. This, in many ways, all of what I share in these bite-sized pieces to reconnect, the purpose is to reconnect you to the whole of who you are. And so that's the intention here. So we're going to take a look at the three systems: the path of soul exploration and sustainable systems to connect you to your essential self, the path of soul expression, sustainable systems to connect you to your essential journey, and the path of soul expansion and sustainable systems to connect you to your essential truth. So tomorrow I will bring you an overview probably of the 24 systems, and then we will dive right in to the seeds systems, the 8 seed systems, with an introduction, and then we'll explore each of the individual systems in these daily videos. So take care. Until then, just give some thought to this. How is it you have or have not seen yourself as a dynamic and sustainable system? Do you even believe it? Do you believe it's possible? One thing you can try, if you're game, if you dare to do this, if you choose to take the dare of daring adventures and radiant expansion with me, stand in front of the mirror today and look in the mirror and substitute your name where I say mine. Say, I, Dawn, am light, and I celebrate the play of light I am. I, Dawn, am light, and I celebrate the play of light I am. Look at yourself in the eye and just see to what degree do you believe that? And then try this one on for size. I, Dawn, or your name, I, Dawn, am life, and I celebrate the story of life I am. I, Dawn, am life, and I celebrate the story of life I am. And then finally, I, Dawn, am love, and I celebrate the revolution of love I am. I, Dawn, am love, and I celebrate the revolution of love I am. So try that one out. See if you can say those words and believe them. If you want to keep it super simple, just say, look in the mirror and say, I am light. I am life. I am love. Notice if there's one that you have a lot of resistance to, if there's, all of them or none of, if all of them feel challenging, or if one of them feels like, yeah, I've got that one, but some of the others, and then begin to embrace them, and perhaps do that as a morning routine. And if not, if that doesn't feel right for you, then don't, but just really consider, do you see yourself as light? Do you see yourself as life? And do you see yourself as love? Or do you at least see yourself as connected to those, and to what degree? And then really think about, how do I move through my current daily life? How am I seeing myself? How am I being in my life? And do I see myself as free? Do I see human beings as free? Or do I see only the opposite of a freedom to be? And as you consider these core components or core values of you, as a dynamic and sustainable system, as light and life and love, really lean into how you might open your heart and your soul to receive more of that, more of who you are. It's not anything that's pouring into you from outside. That is the lie of unfortunately, many of the world's religions, and that has been by design, and unfortunately a corruption of the core truth of all faiths. And so, consider that, the light and the life and the love you are, and say to yourself, I am a dynamic and sustainable system meant for full thriving in this life. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.